When you need the strength to carry on, you've got me to turn to. With the songs that I sing and the magic they bring, you've helped me be strong now. My song sets you free, but who sings to me? I'm all alone now. Who sings for Songbird? Hi. Hello everybody, Ally Waldman here. And I thought a sad song was necessary because it's been kind of a sad week. And while I was not exactly looking for a songbird, I was looking for some help. Fortunately, I found it. Just to catch everybody up to speed, this is Sunday with Ally Waldman here, your Barbra Streisand weekly videocaster. It is November 25th, 2012, and this past week found your humble videographer in the hospital. And it was quite a scare, actually. Without going into too much detail, I had a blood clot in my bladder, and it wasn't pretty. And it was kind of serious, and it was kind of dangerous. Fortunately, I am here to tell you that I have survived. And I would have sung I Have Survived, except it's not a Barbra song. But I'm well again. I'm getting better day by day. I got out of the hospital on Friday. I got into the hospital on Tuesday, or rather Wednesday actually. No, Tuesday. God, I can't even keep it straight. It was not a pleasant experience, but I came out the other side, and I'm here, and I'm well, and I'm happy to share my Barbra enthusiasm with you and the Barbra news with you. And thank you to everybody who sent me well wishes and who have prayed for me. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And I do believe that all that good karma is helping me to survive and to live to do future Sunday with Allies. So let's get into Barbra news, okay? 2 minutes and 40 seconds of my Michigas is enough. So this week we got some interesting information about Barbra. We found out from Willie Nelson that he has had a dream come true because he has sung a duet with Barbra that's going to be on her upcoming duets album. He was on The View, and he told the ladies there that singing with Barbra had always been a dream of his, as a 20-year-old dream, and he finally was able to do it. He said it was an original song. He didn't give away the title, but presumably it's something, he said he thought it was pretty good, so let's hope that Willie is right. And I don't think we're going to be seeing duets till probably next September at the earliest, but at least we now know that Willie Nelson is definitely one Barbra has racked up. We also got news this week, a little further information about the Back to Brooklyn concert tour. It turns out that as successful as I said it was last week, it was even better than that. I mean, according to Billboard, I'm reading from Billboard now, the Live Nation produced concerts generated more than $31.3 million in box office from 10 concerts in 9 markets. That does not include Brooklyn. Brooklyn still has not reported in. They're like, the state of Florida not reporting the election results for some reason. So clearly the concert tour was a huge success. And whether or not, some of us saw empty seats or thought that it wasn't a sellout, the show was very successful. And it's #1 on the Billboard charts, and I'm sure at the end of the year it'll still be one of the top selling concert tours of 2012. By the way, Richard J. Alexander kind of made a little comment on his Facebook page that he might have a upcoming gig in London, a last minute thing. I don't think it's Barbra, but it could be. It could be that Barbra's agreed to do back to Brooklyn in London for Christmas, which I had heard and told you guys about a long, long time ago. And if that was the case, maybe Richard just recently got the call to clear his schedule for a couple of weeks in England. Who knows? It could be something entirely different. It could be Kristen Chenoweth or some other act that he works with. But Intrepid Reporter, I had to share with you. Now, speaking of Intrepid Reporter, there was a rumor this week that Barbra would be directing Skinny and Cat, the film about Margaret Burke White and Erskine Caldwell, the romance between the two of them, that she would be directing that film in January of this year, of January 2013. Friends, that's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. First of all, the next thing Barbara's going to do is Gypsy. Book it, stick it in the bank, it's going to happen. Gypsy is next. Barbra will spend at least 6 months doing pre-production on Skinny and Cat. There's no way she's going to direct a movie without first having done a lot of prep work. That's just the way she is. So the idea that she would be doing prep now for a film that would start shooting in January is just a little bit unbelievable to me. So I choose to say it's misreporting by some other people. Skinny and Cat also does not have a studio yet, and it doesn't have financing yet. Barbra said way back in June that even though she had Colin Firth and Kate, what's the actress's name? Kate Blanchett. Even though she has Kate Blanchett to play Margaret and Colin Firth to play Erskine, two big stars, two Oscar winners, she said in June she did not have the financing, and she was going to have to get on the phone and work as one of the producers of the film to get the financing for the film. So Skinny and Cat is not happening so fast. So forget about that. Gypsy, on the other hand, has the financing, has the producer, Joel Silver and Barbra, has a studio, Universal, and I think we're going to, I know I've been saying this for the longest time, but we know for a fact that the script has been turned in by Julian Fellows. Barbra and the team have been reading it. They're satisfied with it. They like it. They're probably making some changes to it. But I think we're going to definitely hear something very, very soon. Possibly in the publicity for Guilt Trip, Barbra will talk about her next project, which I'm certain is going to be Gypsy. Now, let's talk about the Guilt Trip, because we are getting really, really close, folks. It's only about 3.5 weeks away now. December 19th in America, Guilt Trip opens. We saw another commercial pop up. I've been seeing commercials on Bravo, also on the CBS Monday night comedy lineup, Two Broke Girls, How I Met Your Mother, Mike and Molly. All through that, they were showing the Guilt Trip commercials, which it makes sense. I mean, it's a comedy, and they're showing it during comedy shows, appealing to that demographic. I also saw it on Top Chef Seattle on Bravo. So I think that's all very, very good signs. We're starting to really see a lot of promotion now for the Guilt Trip. Somebody, Lily Sage, put together all the different clips, and if you go on Facebook and you link onto Lily's site, Lily's page, you'll be able to see her 4-minute mashup of all the highlights from the Guilt Trip commercials and trailer. It's very, very good, and it's a lot of fun to watch it. There is, like I said, there's a lot more Guilt Trip stuff coming in the next few weeks. Watch for publicity. Watch for the announcement of possibly appearances by Barbra or Seth, or possibly clips of the two of them together from some kind of a press junket. There will be more stuff, and we're like right in the heart of it now. Also, there have been a few different images that have come out. Some new photographs have come out, including a really cute shot of Barbra as Joyce wearing this pink t-shirt with a brown sweater. Very, very cute. She looks wonderful in this movie. Can't wait to see it. Cannot wait to see it. Now, just to, share a little bit more Barbra information. I've been reading the William Mann book, Hello Gorgeous. I've been reading it very slowly. Please forgive me. I've been meaning to read it faster, but life keeps getting in the way, and things keep getting in the way. But I like the book very much, and I will give it a positive review when I finally get around to reviewing it. I like the way Mann is concentrating on the first sort of 4 years of Barbra's career. And it's really, really fascinating to realize how early on she realized that she needed to be more than just a singer or an actress who sings. She needed to be a personality. And a lot of, according to Mann's analysis, a lot of the Barbra kooky, thrift shop, secondhand rose stuff was a bit of an act to get her name out there, to get her name in columns, to get people talking about her. And it worked. It worked. It established her as a interesting character, and she backed it up by appearing on shows like PM East and Johnny Carson, The Tonight Show, and with Orson Bean. And she was funny, and she was kind of kooky, and she did have this sort of effervescent personality and this natural sense of humor that came across and helped create the image of what Barbra Streisand was in 1963, which was right on the brink of her becoming Fanny and Funny Girl in 1964. So it all played together. Now, of course, I don't know, his book ends with Funny Girl, but as we know, after 64, 65, 66, 67, Barbra metamorphosized. She became more glamorous. She was on the best dressed lists. She went into high fashion. She changed her style and became a different kind of personality, lost the thrift shop look, and then emerged as a movie star with Funny Girl. So you see this wonderful sort of progression. And the thing that I think is so fascinating about Barbra is while some of this, like I said, was the realization that you are a brand and you are selling yourself and you are convincing people of who you are and what makes you special. But unlike somebody, let's say, like Madonna, Barbra is much more of a natural. She's naturally funny. She's naturally interesting. She's a natural personality. She doesn't have to create the illusion of being an interesting woman. All she has to do is appear. And I think we all saw that in all the years of all the interviews. But even as recently as the Back to Brooklyn show, Barbra in the spotlight is fascinating. Just watching her and listening to her and hearing what she thinks and her little asides and her little comments during the Ask Barbra section. Some of it's scripted, but a lot of it's not. A lot of it's just her sense of humor. And there's a great moment that was captured in the Hollywood Bowl shows. I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but if you go to YouTube, the interaction between her and Jason during the last Hollywood Bowl show was just fantastic. And like I said, completely natural and completely charming. And so that's very, very, those moments are nuggets, joys, some things to really capture. And we have them. Thank God for YouTube, Liza Minnelli once said in That's Entertainment, thank God for film, because film can capture a moment. Well, now, all these years later, I think we have to say thank God for YouTube, because YouTube is taking all of these disparate, separate numbers and moments and putting them all together in a place where we can all share and appreciate Barbra. So we're very, we're kind of the luckiest people in the world right now, not counting broken wrists and, blood clots and other problems. And, my attitude, folks, is this. I could come on here and be very sad and depressed and, oh, woe is me and how terrible my life is. But I don't want to look at life that way. I want to look at life as half full, not half empty. And there are more days ahead of good stuff coming up. And I survived, maybe one of the reasons I survived this recent trip to the hospital was to see what's going to happen next, to see the guilt trip, to be around for Gypsy, to be around for future episodes of Sunday with Ally. I don't know, you don't know, none of us know for sure whatever God's plan is, but I choose to be positive and to be and to embrace life. And I hope that doesn't come off as too preachy, but that's how I feel. And I feel it every time I turn on my iPod and I listen to Barbra sing. And I turn on, a video and watch one of her performances. That's what I get from Barbra, inspiration and encouragement and sustenance, So I feel very fortunate in that way. And just, as an aside, I hope if you don't mind my saying so, I want to shout out to a couple of people who were very, very supportive of me during this recent episode, starting with John McCachran, my friend who took me to the hospital, my husband Leslie, my sisters Ellen and Shelley and Merrill, my brother Mitchell, who all were, stood by me and took care of me. And it means a lot. It really does mean a lot to have those people in your life when things aren't going well. And to the people at University Hospital who helped me, Fong, my nurse, who thought I was one of the most interesting people she ever met when she found out about Barbra Memories, which, by the way, is still for sale at the Book Patch. Barbra Memories, now's the time to go buy it. The book all about Barbra fans. And there's other books there too you could buy while you're there. There's the Barbra Movie musical book, there's Between the Grooves, and remember, this is the holiday season. Now's the time to buy for the Barbra fan in your life. And I got a funny little aside story to tell you, and this is completely, you guys gotta laugh. When I was in recovery after my procedure, and the doctor told me that I was fine and that everything was okay, and they hadn't found anything bad, and that I was going to, be okay. As I was recovering, I heard in the background, Dr. Streisand's patient is here. It was Dr. Streisand looking at the patient, and I was like, Dr. Streisand? Dr. Streisand? What, there's a Dr. Streisand here? Well, guess what? There is. At University Hospital in Coral Springs, there is a urologist by the name of Dr. Streisand. I think it's Dr. Norman Streisand. And he's Barbra's cousin. And I kind of knew that. I had heard about it secondhand. Of course, I was not in a position at that point to introduce myself to Dr. Streisand. But I did see him. As I was leaving recovery as they were wheeling me out, I did see Dr. Streisand. So, small world, right, guys? I mean, who would have ever known? If I had known that he was there, I would have brought a copy of Barbra Memories and given it to him as I was being wheeled out of the recovery room. Wouldn't that have been a hoot? Anyway, as we look forward to next week and what's going to happen with Guilt Trip, I am going to put all of this other stuff out of my mind. I'm not going to mention it again. Like I said, thank you so much for everybody who sent me good wishes. I feel very, very positive. I think that only good things are going to happen for the rest of the month of November and into December. And mark this on your calendars, folks. December 27th is my birthday. And I plan on being around for my birthday. I plan on celebrating with all of you. Maybe we'll have a party online. And my God, you know how old I'm going to be? I don't even want to say so. Gosh, this is 2000. I'm going to be 56 years old. You believe it? 56. Where has the time all gone to? Haven't done half the things I want to. Oh well, we'll catch up some other time. Actually, we'll catch up next Sunday with Ally. Because I'm going to cut this one short, folks, so I can get it online. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. And until then, this is Ally Waldman Sunday with Ally, the Barbra Streisand Videocast, signing off, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.